Alright guys, something a little bit different today I thought would be quite cool is a Q&A video. So I asked you all to send me questions and I said that I'll answer them. So I'll get straight off with the first question. I started doing YouTube, I think it was a time-lapse video of making a map for Stranded Deep. And then of course my next video was about giving up cannabis. I got a bit depressed and then I started smoking again, and I didn't look at that channel and didn't look at this channel again for a long time. And then when I come back to it, I noticed that video got loads of views and loads of comments and people saying that they related to what I was saying, and that really inspired me to keep it going and keep making more videos. Then that kind of really got me into doing videos about everything and getting really into YouTube. That's a hard one. What hobby do I like the most? I've got to say it at the moment, this YouTube thing is, and making videos and coming up with ideas for the videos, and because usually when I get a hobby I do it for like I do it intensively for like a month and like I get bored of it and then I'll move on to something else. But this has been a way for me to incorporate everything that I like doing at the time and keep it as one kind of hobby, you know, kind of like a bubble to put it all in. So really I think this is my favourite hobby, you know, making videos, and I've got so many more ideas for different things that I'm going to be working on next year. I think it's this, I think it's YouTube. Alright, this is quite easy for me, but it might be different in other people's situation. The hardest thing I found, and I still find, about actually quitting weed and properly quitting weed is that thought of what am I going to do at the end of the day. How am I going to relax, you know, how am I going to do my favourite things without being stoned, because I don't seem to have that creative spark. I know that I can push past that, I know that I'm actually probably more creative when I'm not stoned. But see, I'm a conflicted person. I like how weed makes me think creatively, or how I perceive weed to make me think more creatively. At the same time, I can focus on things a lot more when I'm not stoned, and there's that kind of battle in me where I don't want to be sober but I also want to be sober as well, and it's I think it's what pushes me from going from hobby to hobby as well. Like I'll lose interest in something, I'll lose inspiration from something. I started smoking when I was about 14 or 15, I can't remember. Hash, like we call it draw in the UK, but I think you call it hash in America. Not really strong, it was a proper social sort of thing. Me and my friend from school would chip in our dinner money every day and get some. Yeah, I think that was about it. I'd always sort of been interested in, I always imagined when you got high it was quite a naive idea, but like you'd see, like, you know, like pink elephants and pink rabbits and all that sort of stuff. That's what I kind of imagined it to be, like an acid trip. The first time I ever smoked, I didn't enjoy it. I really didn't like it. I hurt my leg and I went on a whitey, and I said that day, you know, oh god, this is terrible, I'm never going to smoke this again. It was a key to a social life, like a key to new friends and a key to being popular as well. And not being popular, but being more popular, not being the kid that was picked on, you know. It was, oh, he smokes weed, so, you know. For a long time it was a social thing, but I think during that being a social thing I got so used to it being a thing, and at some point I probably went to it during some traumatic period or something that upset me, and I did it again and again, and it became a crutch for me, I suppose, without kind of realising it. And then when it came time to actually realising it, I was so deep into it that it was really hard, and has led me to like now, where I've managed to quit for a long period of time, and I've gone back to it again, and again trying to stop. You know, and this time doing it a different way to see how, as kind of an experiment, to see how different it is. Because I say like quitting cold turkey is the best way to go, but like unless you've done it another way then you won't know, will you? So I don't want to say that weed made me violent, and I was never violent towards anybody else. It was the frustration, okay? It was the knowing that that I've lost control, and that I was really struggling against myself to get back in control, and I just wanted to blame anything else, anything I could to, you know, to shift the blame, to not own up to the responsibility of it. I'd never hurt anyone. I always, it was punching walls or objects and stuff, and it hurt me more, you know. I think punching walls and lashing out at walls and stuff, you know, I think it's a form of self-harm, and I think that's what I was doing. I was beating myself up, you know, physically, because I couldn't do it mentally. I couldn't overcome this mental thing. So I'm not going to say that weed made me violent. It's just a case that weed happened to be the thing that I was on during that time, that I would get so frustrated with myself that I would turn my frustrations into violence. Like, I don't think alcohol makes you violent. I just think it makes you more, because you lose your inhibitions through it. It easily allows whatever it is, whatever aggression it is in you, to come out. I think it's the same with anything else. It's somebody is an aggressive person, it's because they're doing something that is frustrating themselves mentally, and they can't work it out mentally, so they're taking it out in the only way they know how, which is to lash out. And some people will take it out on other people. They'll hurt themselves in the process, but it's also about wanting other people to hurt as much as they do. So I'm not going to say that weed made me violent, and I'm not going to say that any substance makes anybody particularly violent. Some are more likely to make you more violent than others, but I think it's a dynamic of different inputs, because everybody's different. So. And that was the last question, so thank you for all your questions. It's quite a good way to get topics for a video and stuff. Thank you for that, guys. Oh, just a little bit of news. I want to say that I'm working, I've just started a new project, which is basically, I've started writing up today, and it's like a little mini documentary about addictions in little towns like mine. Our town's got problems, and I want to get to the bottom of them, and I want to talk to some people, and I want to get some interviews with some people and get some different points of view and see what's happening. Basically a little investigation, I guess, a little bit of journalism coming out. Okay. I'm trying to do a little outro here and I can't get the words out, so I'm just going to say bye and see you in a bit, guys. Bye bye.